Welcome, Mr. Chatterjee, to the show.
Thank you.
Let's start with understanding what Godrej Infotech is into.
We are a global provider for application and infrastructure management services, and our service encompasses not only into the application, we have moved to the digital space in a big way. In fact, the last 8-9 months has actually been a kind of a time when we could invest on people in terms of their learning, engagement, and getting more into the digital space. And that's where we find a lot of traction with the customer worldwide, where we are not only providing them the application, but moving forward in the value chain in terms of engaging on the digital journey for them, enabling them to transform their business from the day-to-day to a more optimized way of operations.
Could you talk about, in specific, the service itself that you provide to your clients?
An organization, the biggest advantage that we bring to the table for the customer is understanding of the business domain. We are part of the Godrej Group, and as a brand, we understand the industry in terms of manufacturing or retail or projects. And when we engage with our customer, the biggest value addition is not only the technology part, but understanding business and converting that into betterment or optimization, leveraging the technology. And that's where we engage our customers to get deeper into their business perspective, understanding their challenges, their pain areas, and providing a solution for them, which will enable them to really get the benefit or the return on the investment that they do on the technology front. So that's how we engage with the customer entirety in terms of the leverage of technology, the benefit that they get into enhancing their businesses, and the whole ambit of the full service provider, as it is called, from the application, the infrastructure, and the digital solution components. So that's how we are engaging with our customers.
What are your plans going forward? How do you see this market emerge or expand, and what is your company planning for?
It's not only a buzzword, but it is a reality now, because we see the adoption happening in a big way. What probably we started a journey of this digital sometimes around 2016, and that is where the word which was very predominant is what is called SMAC. So social, mobility, analytics, and cloud. So this is how we started our journey of understanding what it is and adopting it. As we have moved forward, I think there are more areas which has kind of added up on that journey. So areas like the IoT or the robotic process automation or the artificial intelligence, machine learning. And these are things which we have actually imbibed in terms of moving forward in the journey, adding competencies on those areas. And as I said, engaging with the customer in terms of providing the business benefit using these technologies. And what is good about digital is it is not technology driven, it is business driven. And that's where our major strengths are, because we understand the business challenges, the business pains, and this technology component is actually an enabler to address those areas. We have a long plan in this space, and in every customer that we are engaging, the main objective is how do we enable them adopt into the digital transformation journey. And when we talk about digital transformation, it does not only consider the technology components, it is actually kind of improvising their entire legacy systems into the new technology area. And that's where we are having multiple projects across the globe, engaging with the customers, enabling them, moving from the legacy or their old systems to the new, adopting the new technology advancements, and on top of it, adding these new components. So whether it is an RPA, whether it is IoT or AI/ML, CRM, mobility, moving them or migrating them to cloud. These are certain things which are very strongly being embedded in the offerings that we provide to the customer.
As a company, are your services limited to the big companies or the MNCs, or also you have solutions that can be used by small and medium companies, especially in India?
Yeah, very good question. The advantage that we bring as a brand and as a company is the flexibility and nimbleness that we have. Whereas we engage with multi-million global customers, we also have customers who are mid-sized companies operating out of India or any other geography as well. We have also built in some specific components or solutions which are very important for those kind of customers. So in terms of engagement, we engage across the kind of length and breadth of the customer size, whether it is a medium-sized company which is aspiring to grow. And that's one objective that we bring to the table for these mid-sized companies, to have a model where they can adopt the best practices being used by their larger global competitors. And that's how they kind of get enabled in moving ahead in their journey of growth.
And do you see a mindset change or a shift among medium and small companies when it comes to adapting, or moving towards digital?
Oh, absolutely, yes, very much, and that's something really is a big transformation in itself, because the the smaller size companies are really finding a lot of benefit of adopting technology, and that's where we have seen in the last few years many of our customers who were so-called in the mid-sized segment have really adopted technology in a big way, primarily in the so-called digital space. Like, for example, analytics is something which is being adopted very well. Moving towards cloud is another space where they have really moved well. Mobility is another solution because they are enabling their supply chain much more effectively using mobility as a solution. They're also in discussions on adopting the robotic process automation or IoT solutions. And even the mid-sized companies, we see adopting these technologies because they find a lot of business benefits coming from these adoption. So there is a big churn happening in that space, and we are very, very excited about that because we can become a partner to their journey of growth. And that's very important for us.
Big company, do you work with emerging startups? And if yes, what is the kind of relationship do you have?
See, there are two approach of this startup model that we have adopted. One, of course, from the customer point of view, we have engaged with a lot of startup companies, especially in the e-commerce space, where they have been adopting as a startup company a lot of online systems, e-commerce being one of them. So that is where we are kind of positioning ourselves and helping the customers to grow. The other side of startup is where we are actually built up a partner ecosystem, where we are leveraging those niche startup companies who have adopted technology in a very big way. And we are giving them that opportunity and exposure to the global market. Now, as an organization, we have positioned ourselves across almost all continents across the globe. We have operations apart from India. We have in the Middle East, we have an office in Sharjah, we have in Singapore, we have an office in Europe, in Belgium, and we have an office in US, and we have customers in all these markets. So we are enabling these partners who are startups in some way to get exposed to those international customers as well. So from that perspective, we are enabling the entire ecosystem and taking together along with us in that journey.
If startups have a solution that they can offer your company, how do they reach you?
That's a very, very valid point. There are two things that we do. We actually are having a model of partner enablement. So there's a team which works on this partner enablement program, and they are actually reaching out to multiple partners across different locations and geography. And it is not only limited to customer partners in India, but even overseas. Addition to that, we are also making certain models which will kind of, as you said, the reaching out perspective. We are using the social media to kind of propagate that particular perspective of how do we want to engage with the partners. And that's one model by which we find there are a lot of startup companies who have connected with us, and we have engaged in terms of understanding their solutioning, in terms of how they are kind of differentiating themselves in the niche technology areas. And that's how we currently have close to almost about 30 partners in our ecosystem that we have built.
And these startups can connect with you through your website.
Absolutely. Website, social media, all forms that kind of we adopt to position ourselves.
What does it mean for a company like yours to be part of Nastech 2020?
There are two things that was very important for us when we were actually discussing with the Nasscom team in terms of this particular event. One is, of course, reaching out and networking and connecting with the customers at large across the country. And I believe there are some customers from overseas as well who are going to be participating in this program. So it definitely is a very important platform for us to get connected. And obviously, during those connections, we definitely want to position our solution and offering. So from that perspective, it becomes a very important platform. We are also expected to showcase the offerings and solutions that we offer. And I'm sure we will be able to start engaging more with multiple new customers who come to our fold.
My Startup TV is a channel for startups and companies like yours. What's your take on it?
Yeah, after I got to know from the Nasscom team, I went through your site and I found very exciting stuffs which are there. You have been really talking to people who are making a big difference and bringing in technology in every sphere. It's not only IT technology, but other technology areas in terms of every vertical that I could see. So I find it's a very interesting platform that you have created, and your coverage is well profound. So I truly acknowledge and appreciate the efforts that you have been putting, and wish all the best luck for the new ventures that you might be putting in this area.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hosting you sometime soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.